All right, we are live and on the air. My name is Ann White, and I'm the founder of the Creating Calm Network. And the Creating Calm Network was designed, our mission is to educate, inspire, and motivate people to have healthy and holistic lives and to create a sustainable planet. And the other day I was on YouTube and I saw this young man, Daniel Bissonnette, and he just blew me away. And I thought, I have to talk to this guy. He is my newest hero. And he's here today with his mother, Alana, who has her own programs for creating a sustainable planet and raising healthy children. So it is quite an honor to welcome you both here. And you're coming to us from Canada, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, hello, Alana and Daniel. And Alana, what is your program? It's Raising Raw Babies. Is that the name of it?
Yes. Yeah. It's I developed this program because I was on a vegan plant-based diet and I did not find the support that I wanted, and I was so convinced this was the way of life that I wanted to have. So I put this program together. I interviewed the leading authorities on the topic, and I put a program together for other parents that want to do the same thing but could not find support. As you can see, this is a result of this kind of parenting, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. So
I look forward to talking to you more about your program at another time, because I find it fascinating, and I love the vegan and the raw connections. It's very good for a sustainable planet. However, we have Daniel here today, and Daniel, you are rocking the world. You really are. So you have been a vegan and a raw person your whole life? Daniel? Yeah. You have? Okay. And let me ask you this. Why did you decide to take on Monsanto? What do you know about Monsanto?
It's a chemical making company, and I don't know. I think they started GMOs.
Yeah, and you talk a lot about GMOs, and you even described, and you have a friend, Jake, I think, and you were telling him what a GMO is. So how do GMOs, what's it like to get GMOs in your food? You used an example like your book. Can you share that with us?
I don't know.
What was the question?
We'll talk later. Leave it, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, the question is, I was listening to a video with you and Jake, and you were telling your friend what a GMO is like, and you used an example of taking pages from a book. Would you share that example with us? Tell us what you think a GMO is, and use that example about the book.
It's like ripping pages from one book and sticking them into another.
And it makes no sense, right? Yeah, how do you know if your food has GMOs in it, Daniel? That's a tough thing to find out.
If it's not organic and it doesn't have the GMO verified label on it.
Yeah.
It's probably.
And what would be the danger for you if you ate something with GMOs?
It would affect my DNA, but it could also create allergies.
And a lot of kids have allergies these days, don't they?
Yeah. My teacher, she said one of her sons, when they were born, they had no allergies, and now they have a bunch.
And how many allergies do you have?
None.
Aha. So,
I don't really know. I think none.
None.
Yeah, none.
Yeah, you would know if you had one. I saw you take on Tony the Tiger. What's wrong with Tony the Tiger? What are they doing for children's food?
The
cereals and those kind of things?
I'm busy now. You have to leave it?
making it worse and lying to you. It's not part of the nutrition. It's not part of a nutritious breakfast. It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. Is that your brother next to you?
Adam, you want to say hi? No? He's being shy.
On the camera, we have another raw vegan over here. So Daniel, what you were saying is that cereals on commercials, Tony the Tiger and other companies are saying these Fruit Loops are very nutritious for you. But what would you think if you got a bowl of pink and blue and green Fruit Loops? Would you eat it?
No.
And what would be wrong with that kind of a diet?
Well, you could have allergies, and the reasons are colorful is because of the food coloring, and you don't know what's inside the food, so.
You really don't. But you know, the other thing is, you're a child and you get a lot of commercials push candy and cereals and all sorts of things to you. How do you get by with that? Do your other friends try to get you to eat that kind of food?
Well, as I said in my speech, my friend Jake did dare me to try a sun chip. And we actually looked at the ingredients, and yeah, has corn inside it, and vegetable oil, and yeah.
So it had some GMOs in it. So did you taste one sun chip?
No.
I'm done. We'll talk about this. We can't do this right now.
Taste one sun chip. And you told Jake why you didn't. And so do you think Jake is going to eat more organic now?
I don't really know, because everyone else in the school ate sun chips because it was hot lunch. So.
Yeah, and how do you know what's in your school lunches? Do they tell you if they have GMOs, or do you just suspect they do because of the corn and different things they use?
They just, like, there's a form, you sign it for what you want. They just give it to you. They don't really tell you the ingredients.
So do you bring your lunch from home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say a lot of the school lunches would be pretty toxic to your son if he's vegan and raw. So
yeah, we prepare all our lunches. We've always done that. Yeah, the shocking part is with these school lunches is where we are. It's not a cafeteria, but the parents are actually organizing it. The moms are actually selecting these items for the kids, for their kids and the rest of the children at school. And it's quite shocking. But we've seen from the talks that Daniel has done at school that kids are actually changing, and it's raised a lot of awareness, and a lot of them are coming to him and they're becoming aware of the non-GMO verified label, they're checking the label, they're asking, oh, is that okay? And people have switched to healthier choices, so you can talk about that, because that's quite impressive. That's why we kept on going with this more, because we saw the change it's actually making. And it made more change than me talking to the moms, where it's actually a kid talking to kids. So, yeah, but you can...
I love that, because it's got to be hard with peer pressure and everybody eating things like Sun Chips and Fruit Loops and food coloring, but they're starting to look to you now as someone who has information. So how is that working out for you at school, teaching the other children about GMOs and organic?
I'm really happy, because I wanted to make a difference when I was 5 or 6, and I was trying to talk to older kids, but it just didn't have the right effect because I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, and now that you're 9, how is it?
Yeah, it's working really well, and I'm really happy that the results and what I'm wanting happen from this.
You know, I saw your speech at the Monsanto rally, and you stood right up there, and you gave a brilliant speech. Were you scared?
No.
Was I what?
Were you scared? Were you nervous when you stood up at Monsanto for the rally? Or you gave a very good talk. I was so proud of you. How did it feel when you first stood up to talk?
It felt like nothing. It was just fine for me.
Good, because you believe in what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I've heard my teacher even and other adults in my whole class said that they can't do that.
Yeah, and that was amazing to me how well you did it. So it lets me know you really believe in what you're talking about. Yeah, you talked about school gardens. Tell me what you think school gardens would be like. Well,
they're really good because then it's like the kid is making a friend with the earth and they connect with nature, it's more likely they'll eat organic and non-GMO and the stuff that they planted. They'll probably eat it.
You know, I think that's a great idea. Is your school thinking of doing a school garden?
Well, before I did my speech, they had a garden, but it was just flowers. No, well, they did have one little food thing, but I have no idea what's in there. It's just like a plant, and I don't know if it's GMOs or not. Everyone's just eating it. I'm staying away from it. Yeah.
Yeah, because that may be a good project for you to have a school garden where you can teach about organic and have kids learn where food comes from. I bet a lot of kids don't even know where food comes from.
They were going to do a garden, but for the vegetable program, but they never got to it.
Never got to it. Well, I bet with you in their school, they're going to. That's what I think.
I think that will be the next thing that we'll get to. Yeah.
I think so. And anything we can do with the Creating Calm Network to support your work, Daniel, because you are important by teaching other children. Because who do children listen to? Each other. And I love that you're teaching other children. I love that video you made for Jake. How was that? Was that fun to do that video for Jake?
Yeah. He was the only one I told him about doing that speech.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been posting that around because that's a great speech for kids to tell them about something like the sunship. And are you good at reading labels?
Yeah. Someone said that this is good because it has vitamin C in it. And I told them that.
You read the label and said, what else was in it?
Well, it said it wasn't the ingredients, it was the nutrition facts. So.
Yeah. Well, you're a good label reader. Alana, in Canada, are GMOs labeled on your food products, or is it still?
No, they are not. We're in the same boat with the U.S. At this point, so.
So then it's hard to know, but Daniel, it looks like you look for corn. That's one of your biggies that alerts you that it's going to have some GMOs in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know the top ones, and.
Yeah. So I love that he's a label reader. Daniel, what advice would you have for other kids? Suppose you were just plopped down in a school in America and you had to tell them about GMOs. What would you tell other 9-year-olds about food and how you eat, what they should do?
I would say that I eat a whole food plant-based diet and that they should do the same thing. And I'd tell them about GMOs and what they are so they know what it is and what they're eating. I'll tell them that if it's organic, it's not going to have GMOs, and if it has the non-GMO verified label, it would not have GMOs, so they would look for that. And also, once at school, when I did my speech, I spotted a non-GMO verified label on someone's snack, and I pointed it out. Everyone from the group that heard me just came to look.
Wow. Yeah. Now, many of us who watch you are so impressed because you are our teacher. And I remember you said in your speech that we are superheroes because we have the money to spend and we can help people by buying the right things. But you know what? You're my superhero. So I hope you keep telling and teaching and making your videos. What's your next thing you're going to be doing? Do you have a next project?
Yes.
Do a radio ad for Oregon.
Yeah, I'm going to do a radio ad for Oregon, and another thing is to make a GMO-free Disney.
I love that. I love that. And anything, like I say, when I'm going to be watching your work, Daniel, and when I see you doing things, I'm going to put it on the Creating Calm Network because I like that you are making changes in the world. I like that. And, you know, some people just talk, but I think you're the kind of guy who's going to do, and you're going to make those changes, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think so. Mom, you can be awfully proud of me. Awfully proud.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud.
Yeah. Is your family raw, or are they a combo of vegan and raw? I know raw would be vegan, but are you all raw?
Well, we're a combination of vegan and raw. Yeah. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay, well, Daniel, I am just so glad you took time in your day. Are you on summer vacation now? Are you done with school for the year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. And anytime you have anything to share, we're just going to just pop it all around because you are the voice of change. And I love that. And if we can help you with anything, we will. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And you give great talks. And I'll tell you something, as a public speaker myself, the thing I liked about your talks is you knew where to put your hands. You know, that's people don't know where to put their hands when they're talking. And I was watching, when I watched it for the 10th time, I was watching how you spoke with your hands for emphasis. You're a very good public speaker. So more than your knowledge, he's got it. Alana, did you teach him that, or was it just natural?
Oh, no, that's him. I didn't. I do not have that level of skill. That's him. Yeah.
I'm so proud. And then I noticed on the video that just before you talked, Daniel, you tripped on the stairs. But you got right up, and there you were. You had a little misstep, but some people would have just been so thrown off, and you were right in it. You owned it. You talked about toxins in baby's blood. I think that was the first one.
Yes.
So I love that you asked, why is it? Because we certainly need to ask those questions. So thank you for asking, why is it? Okay?
Okay.
Take care. You keep doing your good work. Anything else on your mind today, Daniel?
No, that's about it.
That's about it. Well, you're going to have to go talk to your brother. If he wants to be on TV, we're going to have to make him be on this stage instead of talking to his mom.
Oh, he's playing outside right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Alana, thank you. And you are an inspiration for healthy children. I just take my hat off to you.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll get back to you, and we'll set up a time to talk about how it is to not only feed your family vegan and raw, but also in a culture that's very meat and GMO oriented, the kind of pressures you feel and how you and Daniel and your whole family dealt with that in a world that isn't GMO conscious and vegan conscious and raw conscious. So that was quite a thing. So.
Yeah, those are great questions that I would love to take the time to answer, because I know for a lot of parents, the biggest concern is that the kids will not fit in, and they don't know how to go around it, and so they give up their standard of health for fitting in, and that's not acceptable.
You have to make the kids want the adults to buy food, not the adults to make the kids buy the food, because they want to buy whatever the kids want. They will buy anything the kids want. So you got to make the kids want to buy what's right.
And you know, you're absolutely right, Daniel, because kids, and I hate to say this, kids don't always like to listen to their parents, but parents will oftentimes listen to their kids. So yeah, that's a very good point. 1,000 years ago, I was in a project to get kids to wear seatbelts because in America, kids didn't buckle up. And we tried to teach the parents, and the parents wouldn't get their kids to buckle up. So I would go to grade schools, preschools, where the kids are like 2 or 3, and we had this thing, buckle up if you love me, and buckle up feels like a hug. And it was the kids, Daniel, who taught their parents to buckle them up. And so it had to go from the kid to say to the parent, buckle up if you love me. And I think in your message, Daniel, it's going to be feed me organic food if you love me.
Yeah, absolutely. I've spoken to a lot of parents over the years, but I've not seen the kind of impact that I see right now, kids talking to kids. So.
Yeah. And Daniel, if you get on the Oprah Winfrey Show or Ellen Show, could you get me a T-shirt? A cup? Because I'll be cheering for you all the way. You're going to go. You're the man. Okay, I love you. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Anne.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, you've seen Daniel now. You can see him. He's got his own Facebook, so you can find him there and see what he's up to. And anything we see there, we're going to be sharing on the Creating Calm Network, because he is a change agent making the world a better place. So thank you.
We'll be putting more work out there. So.
Oh, there is. So thank you, everybody.